All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your first online lecture video. In case you haven't seen my other one for Algebra 2. You guys are stuck at home, so I'm gonna make videos so hopefully that you guys can still learn something. So we're gonna do some review. I posted your homework assignment in Student View. That'll be in the announcement that I post, but miss you guys. Try not to laugh at my jokes too loud, otherwise your parents are going to get suspicious and think that you are fooling around and not doing homework, and then they're going to, complain to the school. So, don't laugh at them too loud. So we're going to talk about properties of logs. This is going to be Covid-1 lecture. Ha, 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 ha. Check out all my pens. Look at this. YouTube professional. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down there. Hit the bell icon for notifications so you can see when I post new videos. All right, let's get going. So, properties of logs, there are three that you really need to remember. The product property, the quotient property, and then the power property. So, the product property says that if I have two logs with the same base and I add them together, we'll just put another C in there, that when I do this, I take these two arguments and multiply them together. So A times C is just AC, and then you stick them together in a single logarithm. So it would be log base B of AC. Close that parenthesis. So that's our product property. Likewise, if you have A times C in the argument of the log, that's the inside of the log here, then you can split them apart, put them in their own logs, and break them up. Okay, quotient property is basically the exact same thing, except instead of a plus sign here, you would have a minus. So if we change plus, that means we're going to change our multiply to divide, right? We just invert all the signs. So if we have something like log base B of A minus log base B of C, then this becomes A divided by C. So this is log base B of A over C. Just make sure that whichever one is second, or the one that has the negative sign in front of the log, that's the stuff that goes on the bottom. Okay. If our log is positive, we'll put it on the top. Okay. Last one we need to know about is the power property. So the power property is the one that says if we have something like 3 times the log of A, we can take this exponent, check out my pro color coordinating, and we throw that into the argument and put it on the argument as an exponent. So this would be log base A to the power of 3. I might have said exponent there. This is a coefficient. It turns into an exponent. Likewise, you could reverse that as well, and then the 3 would just get thrown in front of the log and turn into a coefficient. Cool. All right, so we're going to do some super easy peasy, lemon squeezy, mashed examples, and then you guys have some homework posted in Student View already. Just let me wet my whistle. Okay. All right, rewriting logarithms. So far, I gotta say, you guys, I love online teaching. Watch this. Rewriting logarithms. You see how no one interrupted me for like that full 3-second pause? That was rad. Okay, so if we want to rewrite our logarithms, this is the general form that shows us how. So what logs do is they tell us exponents. They're going to help us find an exponent. So here's an exponential. It has some base. It could be any number or variable. It has an exponent, and when you take this number and multiply it to itself that many times, you'll get that number. To turn this into a logarithm, the base of the exponent becomes the base of our logarithm. It's a subscript. Make sure it's small and looks like one, although it's going to be online, so just click the right multiple choice answer. Our answer goes inside the log. So we tell it what's the base and what number do we want to get when we do the exponent, and then the logarithm tells us what is the missing exponent that we need to find. Sorry, I'm not a pro yet when I cover stuff up. I'm looking anyway. Cool. So this is the formula that tells us how to convert exponentials into logs and vice versa. Where's my pen? Oh no, you guys, I lost my green one. All right. This should actually have a double-sided arrowhead. You can go back and forth. Okay, so if you're good students, which you probably are because you're in honors, you copied all this down or you just memorized it. So there you go. If you didn't, or I talked too fast or you didn't get it all down, pause the video and go back or watch it again. Okay, so here are our examples. So we want to just rewrite this thing in exponential form. So we're going to turn it into something to the power of something equals something else. So we need to figure out these three numbers. We need the base, the argument, and the exponent. So our base is this number down here at the bottom. It's small, so our base is going to be 5. Is that how you spell argument? We're going to pretend it is. If it's not, just, you know, pretend. So our argument is the number inside the log that we're plugging into it. So it's this 125. And then our exponent, remember, logarithms tell you exponents, so the log is equal to whatever our exponent should be. So our exponent will be 3. Now we just use these three numbers to write our exponential. So our base is 5, has an exponent of 3, and it equals 125. Cool. And then if you really wanted to, you could multiply this out and make sure it equals this. It does. Cool. Okay. If you have questions, email me or message me on Band or, you know, something. Don't comment below. I'm going to disable comments because otherwise you guys are going to post things like, did you know exactly at 4 minutes and 20 seconds Mr. Barton drank some coffee? No. Disabled comments. If you have comments, email me. You don't get to be funny. Only I get to be funny. Okay, so now we want to go the opposite direction. So we want to take this exponential and we want to turn it into a logarithm. So we still need three numbers. We need our base. We need our argument. Watch me sound out words. And then we need our exponential. And I can't spell the word exponential, so you're going to have to live with EXP. So our base is the little number that has the exponent on it. So our base is 15. That's fine. Our argument, remember the argument from up here is the answer of the exponential question. So we put the answer inside the logarithm. So our argument is going to be 225. And our exponent, well, x is the exponent. But Mr. Barton, it's a variable. Does that matter? No, it doesn't. You just pick up that thing, that symbol, it could be a smiley face, and you put it over here, and then we'll put the same symbol somewhere else in a sec. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a 3x, it could be a 2x, it could be, I don't know, an integral, if you really felt like it. Okay, so now that we have our base, argument, and exponential, we just plug them into our log conversion formula, esta. So, log, the base is 15, so we make that a little subscript. The argument is 225, and that equals our exponent, x. And then you could type this into a calculator or something, and it would tell you that x is 2, but, you know, c'est la vie. Okay. All right, last two things we have to talk about. I'm going to kind of condense product, quotient, and power property all into two examples because you guys are geniuses and you're hardworking. If you weren't, you would have made it to 9.5 minutes into this video. So we're going to condense them into two examples. Here's our first one, condensing this logarithm. So to condense logs, we're going to use our three properties, the product property, the quotient property, and the power property. And we're trying to make them into one logarithm like this, not multiple logarithms like this. So we're trying to take 2 or 3 or 4 logs and then stick them together using these properties. Okay. So for this, we have a log plus a log plus a log plus a log. Okay. That means we can use our product property to condense these. So this is log base 9 of 2x plus log base 9 of 3y plus log base 9 of 3xz plus log base 8 of 5z. Because this is an 8, this one cannot be combined. All your bases have to match. So we can only use the product property on these 3 because they're the only ones with 9s in them. So we're going to multiply the arguments together because these are pluses. If they were subtractions, we would use division. But because they're plus, we're going to multiply the 3 arguments together. So we're going to do 2x times 3y times 3xz. So that's going to be 2 times 3 is 6, times 3 is 18. X times x is x squared. Bring over our y, bring over our z. So it's going to be 18x squared yz. That's the new argument of our log base 9. So we take the common log that they all have in common, or they all share. Redundancy. I'm repetitive and redundant, huh? 18x squared yz. And then because this thing was log base 8, it can't combine with this because it has a different base. So we'll just bring this down and leave it at the end. There you go. And then that's our answer. Cool. You guys did it, or at the very least, you watched me do it. So now you're probably a little bit smarter than before. So that's condensing logs. Just watch out for those different bases. Okay, now we're going to do a big kid problem. This one's going to put hair on your butts. So we're going to expand this logarithm. And I made sure we have all the different properties in this one so that we don't have to worry so much about, so that we get to see them all, rather. Okay, so let's break down our argument first. Let's look at this thing because there's a lot going on here. We have 3 multiplied to x squared, and then that's going to be divided by y. Okay, so this multiplying we can break up using our product property. This dividing we can break up using our quotient property. So let's do that first. So these two things are being multiplied together, so we're going to turn them into adding. So we're going to have, let's not use red. Red's a scary color. I don't want you guys to get triggered. Log base 3. Basically everything that's on the top are going to be positive logs being added, and anything on the bottom is going to be a negative log being subtracted, so it's division. So this could be log base 3 of 3 plus, because we're multiplying, log base 3 of x squared minus, because we're dividing, log base 3 of y. So that's our first step to expanding this. We undid the multiplying and dividing using our product and quotient properties. Now we need to get rid of this exponent using our power property. So our power property says our exponent just gets thrown into the front of the logarithm and turns into a coefficient. So we are going to have 2 log base 3 of x minus log base 3 of y. Now let's look at this. Anytime our base and our argument match, this is special because if I rewrite this thing, let's do a little aside over here. Let's draw our attention over here. Log base 3 of 3, let's just put equals x for fun. Let's rewrite this in exponential form. This is base of 3, our exponent is x, and it has to equal 3. That means x has to be 1. So anytime our base and our argument match, this logarithm will simplify to just the number 1. So this is going to be 1. That is the ugliest one I've ever written in my entire life. You're going to have to forgive me for that. Anyway, 1 plus 2 log base 3 of x minus log base 3 of y. And then this is our answer. Let me quit throwing stuff. I'm a professional. Comment. Don't comment because they're disabled. Like and subscribe. Share this to your friends. Make sure your parents don't see it. Otherwise, they're going to think that we're goofing around and not doing math. Okay, so there you go. There's 4 examples. There's some definitions. If you guys have preguntas, for you non-Spanish speakers finding this video, that's questions. Yeah, let me know. Text me on band. If you're some random guy, God bless America. If you're some random guy who found this video, who's just watching it to try and learn how to do logs, you should probably go to Khan Academy instead of watching my video. But if you're in my class and you have questions, hit me up on band, email me, try your homework and get a bad grade on it and turn it in and avoid talking to me. If you have severe anxiety or things like that, you know, hopefully that's doing okay for you guys. Hope you guys aren't too depressed at home. Have a wonderful day. Love you guys. Stay safe.